All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here tonight. We are live, Daytona International Speedway, and I tell you what, this is the epicenter of NASCAR. Everything, man, happens here first, and that's why we're here live tonight, because it is the first race of the Xfinity Series at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. We're kicking off a new series. It's been a long 2 weeks off here. We've recruited, we got new drivers, new faces, new teams, but the one team that has stayed the same, myself, Joe White, up here in the booth, accompanied by Ryan W. Daniels. Ryan, how you doing tonight?
I am doing fantastic, Joe. I am so happy to be back up here. So excited to get the opportunity to call this Xfinity Series season with you, coupled with the Cup Series for our second straight season starting tomorrow night. This, my friend, is going to be an awesome 30 races over the next 15 or so weeks.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, man, we got a lot of new faces out here, a lot of new things, man, going to happen. And like you said, we're not new to ExtremeMotorsports99.com. We're new to the Xfinity Series, though. We called all 15 of the races in the Cup Series, and I tell you, what a 15-race season that was. We'll get into more of that tomorrow night, though. But tonight, and I tell you what, we have got 31 of the baddest dudes here in ExtremeMotorsports99.com on the Xfinity Series side. They just got done with qualifying, and a man on pole, we know him well as the Iceman from the Netherlands, Eric Tesh. He is a man from Monday Night Thunder. He's got I call it the zebra machine, the hooligan machine out there, and he's sitting it on pole for tonight's race.
Yes, he did. He sat on the pole tonight at a 49.738. The closest guy to him, somebody that most of the fans from Extreme 99 from last season will recognize, Dwayne Culberson, who is returning to the Xfinity Series after, I want to say he ran at least half the season last year. And at the end of the Cup Series season, I don't really know what happened to Dwayne, but he kind of went away for a little while. Good to see him back here driving that number one machine.
Absolutely, you're right. I tell you what, man, this is going to be awesome. And I see Becky's out there, and you're right. Tyler Justice in this field?
Tyler Justice?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, not Tyler Justice. I got so many darn Tylers, dude. I'm gonna tell you what. Tyler Sifford.
I did see his name enter earlier, but I don't
apologize
actually
for that.
see him on the field.
You know what? You're right. Now there is some of the Solar Flare Racing, which we always sometimes call it Jake Nichols Racing. Ethan Kurtz is one of them. Dwayne Cumberson, if I'm not mistaken, is one of them.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I don't see Tyler Sifford, and and I apologize because I have so many Tylers, and actually we do have two Tylers in here, a Tyler Davis and a Tyler Daniels. Well, I'll tell you what, I can get tongue tied with that one real quick.
Right.
Well, Becky said since Sifford's not racing in this one this year, I think he's racing in the Cup Series, though. He is, isn't he?
Yeah, as far as I know, he's returned to the Cup Series, and I am looking through the field. He is not listed as a driver,
Yes.
and even the number 1 of Dwayne Culberson and the 20 of Ethan Kurtz do not currently have spotters, unless, of course, they
Jake's
are
down
in here
there
as spectators.
Okay, well, Jake's down there, but either way, Becky just confirmed, he's not going to be in the Xfinity this season. He's going to go just straight to the Cup. But she's going to pull for old Ethan Kurtz out there, man, who's looking pretty good. Got an awesome, nice little paint job. What's going on, Trey Broadcast out there, man? Want to cheer us on. Want to welcome everyone. Hey, if I miss your name, I apologize out in the chat right off. I can already tell, man, y'all already talking up a cool breeze. Now, something new here, Ryan. I know, but I don't know a lot of the people out here know we're live, OSR Network, and I want to thank each and every one of you right off, and probably the last time I say it tonight here, but I want to thank each and every one of you for making this possible. We clipped over 500 subscribers, but we are also live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitch, and on Twitter. I call it Twitter, but it's actually Twitter. Either way, it's gonna look pretty darn good here. We got it worldwide. That's what we call it here. So we're doing a lot of great things. You can check us out online at onlinesimracingnetwork.com. Check us out on the Facebook, at OSR Network. And we're here for the next, like you said, 15 races of Xfinity Series, Ryan. We're starting it off here with an awesome track, though, Daytona. It's your favorite.
Actually, it's not. It's in my top 5 of favorites, but my favorite track is Talladega. But I am, as
What's
you
the
have said in the
difference?
past. Huh?
What's the difference?
What's the difference?
Yeah, they're both
I
big.
can go into a laundry list of things that are different, but one that is very obvious to me, Talladega is much wider. You will see here tonight, folks, just watching, when it gets 3 wide, it's a scary moment.
Yep.
Because you're not really designed to go 3 wide here at Daytona. It's possible in real life, but on iRacing, it's a very scary ordeal. At Talladega,
Absolutely.
it's more manageable, I would say.
Well, yeah, you're right there. You can go a little bit wider, man, on that track. This was more of a handling style, if you could say that about plate tracks, as opposed to Talladega. Not so much as what I've heard in the past, even from real drivers, etc., etc. But just to name a few more of the new guys here tonight. A couple of the guys over from the Monday Night Thunder, man, came over. We got, Matt Hoover raced over there, Davis Richards, and Eric Tesh, obviously, and Ryan. I saw Ryan Broderick. Yep.
Yeah, he is out
there.
here, and he is the 32.
He is, absolutely. Then we got, just trying to look through the field here, see who else is new. You probably might look, Thomas Wagner's back. I want to welcome him back. Bryce Senesac.
Sure. Yep.
But did he run last season?
Bryce Senesac, I did believe, run in the Xfinity last year. So Bryce is back again, trying to win the championship here, as he did 2 seasons ago now in truck. And I believe Bryce is a rookie this year in the Cup division.
Okay, good deal. Awesome. Well, just looking through this field, I'm thinking that Tyler Davis and Tyler Daniels is probably 2 new ones. Are they new?
Yes, they are.
Okay, good
Tyler
deal.
Davis I have not seen.
Okay. So we're just trying to look here, and and Brian Johnson. Want to welcome him here too, folks. If you don't know who Brian Johnson is, he runs mostly over in the Racing Freaks Sim Racing League, sponsored by Stock Car Racing Experience. Me and John T. Wimbush in the booth for that one on Saturday nights. That's a Cup Series there. Check him out on Saturday nights. It's awesome there. So we want to welcome him over here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And Zachary Kaiser, I know that name, but has he been in the Xfinity Series?
Zachary also did run here last season with Matt Walzenbach.
Okay.
That is the The 39 and the driver that is not here tonight that I have not seen anywhere yet, Nathan Shiflett, and the 49, they make up the Outlaw part of Outlaw Jaeger Racing. So,
gotcha.
Their two teams are combined with Matt. Aiden Young, though, we forgot to mention, is also returning this season to both the Xfinity and Cup cars.
I see y'all are asking for interviews. The only problem I have is they're in a driver's meeting right now, so I can't pull anybody out of that driver's meeting as of yet. But I tell you what, Ryan loves taking notes. He's the note man around here, and we will.
I will pencil Tyler Davison for an interview.
Actually, well, how much time we got before we go green flag?
2 minutes.
They say Tyler Davis.
Yes, sir. Driver of the number 43.
All right.
And my button's sticking.
That's all right. Well, we're going to bring him up right fast. Tyler Davis, this is Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. Well, we got a couple people out here in the chat that wanted to hear an interview from you. I know y'all were in your driver's meeting. I saw the admins jump up in their tower, so I kind of figured it was over. A Michelle, and I probably will say her last name wrong, or it might be Michael.
Yeah, it's Michael. It's Michael.
Michael.
Yeah, he's
My
one
bad.
of my best friends.
Okay, my bad. You say the last name, because I know I'll mess that thing all up. But either way, how you feel about tonight, man? It's your first race here in the Xfinity Series here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. How you feeling about it?
I feel pretty good. I was racing the truck race last night. I was running in the top 10 all night. I got in an unfortunate wreck, and that put me back to made me finish 29th. But I feel pretty good at Daytona. I like the Xfinity cars.
Awesome, good deal. Well, I'll tell you what, you've been out there practicing. How's the car feel on that track right there?
It's pretty good. Night races are great. Tons of grip. The cars are real quick. You get in the draft, it pulls you like no other. These cars punch big holes in the wind, so you'll find some big runs, some good action, and a lot of good racing tonight.
Awesome, good deal. Well, Tyler, we wish you the best out there in that number 43 machine. Like I say, I wanted to get you up here in interview. Let's get back down there to your crew so you can get ready as the police cars are coming by here and they're trying to pick Ryan up.
You have a good one. Thanks for everything.
I appreciate it, Tyler. All right, there you go, Ryan. Got a little interview with him. He feels a little excited. We should be going here, gridding up here pretty soon. I'd say probably, what, about the next couple minutes or so?
They are going to start gridding in 3, 2, 1, grid.
Lift off. There we go. Yep, we got the flag up there at the top. That is awesome, folks. Hang on to your hats. You're about to see some awesome speeds here tonight. These boys are about to mix it up and send these machines a-flying. It is going to be awesome here tonight under the lights. And I'm getting pumped up. I hope everyone else is getting pumped up out there because, man, this is just going to be an awesome, awesome race here. Let's go through the grid in order right fast here. Because tonight, putting it on pole, Eric Tesh, Iceman from the Netherlands, puts it on pole for the Daytona race here tonight. Dwayne Comerson right there starting in second. Zach Kreiser in third. Keith Haney starting fourth. Brian Johnson fifth. Matt Hoover in sixth. James Thorndike seventh. Ethan Kurtz in eighth. Tyler Davis ninth, and Matthew Wazenbach rounds the top 10. And I tell you what, Ryan, as we go through this field, as always, I love saying star-studded because any one of these guys tonight can pull it off. There's a lot of talent, a lot of hungry drivers out there. Some here this season want to make a name for themselves. Some here just saying, hey, look, I am ExtremeMotorsports99.com.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of hard action this year. A lot of these guys looking, as you just said, to make a name for themselves. Some of these guys, faces that we've seen elsewhere, some guys brand new. Bottom line is this. A lot of hungry drivers out here tonight, especially knowing that this is restricted plate racing. It is race one of the year. They all are going to want this race really, really bad, whether you're starting on the pole, if you're Eric Tesh, or starting dead smack last like Thomas Wagner.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, right now, actually last I'm showing Tyler Davis. No,
Tyler Davis.
Never mind. My thing's off. Be quiet. Anyways,
I was just looking at the grid. I'm sorry.
You're fine. No, you good. Well, we got 90 laps, and 90 laps, anything can happen. It's going to be fast and furious out here under the lights. Daytona International Speedway here. 2.5 miles of super speedway action. Well, these guys, hey, what's going on? Got Bobby Chaney, man, the defending, reigning, current Cup Series champ of Extreme Motorsports 99.com out there in chat. Awesome to see him out there.
Yeah, a lot of good fans that we've recognized all from last season, some new fans that we've picked up along the way, and a lot of guys that have stayed loyal to us over the past. Oh, I don't know. When did you really start all this, Joe? I know I joined you back in December of last year. So, when would you say you started OSR Network?
Yeah, probably back in November. Probably back in November last year. Well, yeah, technically name-wise, if you wanted to say the OSR Network didn't start to probably around March, but I started broadcasting back in November, so that's when I usually go. Becky, what is, she said, what's up, Joe, and chat? I don't know what that means. Oh, yes, we're doing the Cup. Yes, we're doing the Cup and the Xfinity. Yes. Okay, my bad.
I think what she meant was when she said, hello, Joe, and chat, she means Joe and everybody else in the chat.
I got you. All right, well, I'll try to keep up.
Which means, I see how it is, Mrs. Sifford. It's cool.
I know, yeah. Don't recognize Ryan. Nobody will recognize Ryan. Come on, man.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for it. But what we got time for right now is that pace car's coming out of turn number 4 here, and it's about to send these machines here. We got the start of Extreme Motorsports 99.com Xfinity Series action right here about to happen as that pace car is coming down slowly but surely to pit lane, and it's going to take that hard left turn off on pit lane and send these machines a rolling. Eric Tesh and company up front. He is through the gears, heavy on the binders there as he takes off. Excuse me, heavy on the gas, my bad. As they are stacked 2-2 all the way back here. Man, it is a start here. Xfinity Series action, folks. Hang on, because it's going to be awesome all night long.
Yeah, that's for sure. As they go side by side through turns 1 and 2, that outside lane led by Dwayne Culberson, looking to pull Dwayne looking to pull himself in the 87 there of Keith Haney to the front, as Eric's trying to get some help from behind from James Thorndyke in the 59.
Absolutely. Dwayne Culberson's firing on the outside. Got that number 1 machine. He said, I want to put it number 1 and be in the number 1 position all night long. Keith Haney on the outside. Eric Test falls right behind him in line. They're still stacked 2-2. Awesome action already. These guys are going to be locked together like glue all night long here under the lights. Daytona International Speedway. Loving every minute of it so far. I love this action, Ryan.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome action all night long. We talked about it. These Xfinity cars, they tend to be a little finicky up in the draft like this, but and for me, it's more finicky down the straightaways actually than it is in the corners, so it's going to be definitely interesting to see how these guys are able to handle the conditions tonight. But given the talent level in the field, I mean, I really don't anticipate, I'm hoping anyway, this isn't a big caution fest race, because these guys totally can do an amazing thing tonight with these cars. It's going to be a ton of fun to watch who can go come from the back to the front.
Absolutely. Right now, Dwayne Culberson showing, man, why he's out front right now. Eric Tess is on his back deck lid, though, and that's a fight up front. 2 cars up high, 3 cars down low. They're trying. The Birdie's Construction Machines right there behind him. Look at Matt Hoover go. He is no stranger to restrictor plate racing. Oh, they're getting dicey in the back, though.
Yeah, they're getting dicey all over this track, and these guys are doing one thing early on that I'm not a big fan of, and that's bumping on the exit of these corners. These things are already loose enough on the straightaway. You certainly don't want to accidentally bump somebody while they're in that balance of exiting the corner and trying to just get on the straights.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, they're still stuck together up front. Keith Handyman on the upside, Dwayne Culberson on the low side right there. He's got Eric Tess, the Iceman, right there behind him, though, trying to push him around this whole huge super speedway here at Daytona. Looking very good up top, though. It's a 4-car battle, 3-car on the bottom. If they could get that, looks like the Geek Squad machine up there, they might be able to give them a 4-4 battle, man, going on up front.
Yeah, that Geek Squad machine is actually the orange and black Jaeger Racing 39 of Zachary Chrysler. I did make that mistake earlier. I did not notice this car was the one pushing Eric Tesh, so I apologize for that early on. But certainly you are right. That outside line beginning to gain some momentum as the 4 have come together now up top with Bryce Senesac and Tyler Daniels in the 45 now joining that group, trying to make that top lane work here early on in this race.
Absolutely. 6 cars up top, about 6 cars down low. It's a freight train up top and low. These guys are still stacked up 2 by 2. Awesome sight here under the lights. Daytona International Speedway. Look at that. They have to jockey out. But Dwayne Cumberson up front. Keith Haney drops down low, man, to take the lead here. Leaves Matt Hoover up on the high side. It's probably what we're going to see all night long, Ryan. As that outside, whoever gets out front is going to drop it down low and leave their dancing partner all alone up top side.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I mean, one thing that I am noticing right now is it seems like these guys are taking it easy early on. Everybody seems to be content to, you have the guys up at the front that are racing side by side, but everybody from about 5th or 6th in the inside lane all the way to the rear of the field are single file on the bottom of the track. I don't think that that's because the outside line isn't working. I just think this everybody's just trying to take it easy for a little while.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, right now, well, that is one thing about these cars. It's going to be uneasy about them. You know, I know, Ryan, these cars can be a handful. Right now, though, Matt Hoover's got a handful. It looks like a James Thorndike all over the back deck lid of him. He's just trying to take that Birdie's construction machine to the front. The 87, though, man, has other plans of that. Keith Haney down low. It is a dogfight up front all the way back to probably about 10th and 11th spot.
Yes, sir, and they're starting to double file back up again. We see the 39 of Zachary Kleiser now going to move up to the top to try to catch up to the 45. Tyler Daniels on the outside lane, try to get that group up there a little momentum, but the 39 does duck back to the bottom now as they come out of turn 4.
Absolutely, right there. I tell you what, they're still stuck together, man. Hotter than a cheese sandwich. I love saying that, man, because I get hungry sometimes when I call these races. Man, it's fast and furious up front as we're heading to lap number 7. Actually, they cross the line the next time by, going to be lap 8 of 90. It could go by fast, Ryan, and again, could go by really slow if we get a lot of cautions.
Yeah, it definitely could, but right now these guys are doing a fantastic job holding these cars side by side all the way down. You know, the entire top 10 now looks like the start of the race, basically, as the inside line actually is starting to get some more momentum. The 87 has gotten around number 1 is Dwayne Culberson, and Matt Hoover now continuing to try to get that outside line to work, but he has actually started to fall back.
Yeah, I think the inside lane is probably going to be the best way. You know, we don't talk too much about tire wear here at this super speedway, but it can play a factor over time, and especially with an eel handling car like this. I call these eel handling machines because, hey, these things can be a eel handling mess, but I'll tell you what, Matt Hoover, nobody told him, man, he can't construct something. He's trying to construct that outside lane to come to the front because he is bringing them back to the front to give Keith Haney a handful up there as they storm down the backstretch.
Yes, he is, and he's going to get a good run as they head for turn 3. He's not quite clear of the 87 yet. Matt Hoover's going to look low. Whoa!
Boy, he clipped the nose of him.
Big.
Yes, it could have, man. I tell you what, that could be. And you know, another thing I noticed, Ryan, we didn't speak about, much about is look at these cars jump around. You got to keep the nose of those things cool in air. You got to also, man, know that these cars are wiggly a little bit.
Yeah, that's for sure. And one thing that is important to mention, as me and unfortunately Aiden Young found out a few days ago, these Xfinity cars, for some reason on iRacing, have a little bit of trouble getting readouts on the actual dashboard. There was a race Aiden and I had entered. He was pushing me for about 3 laps straight, and his engine suddenly expired, and none of the lights ever flashed red on his dash. So some of these guys may need to be a little bit more careful pushing so early. They never know what kind of damage they might be doing to their motor.
Absolutely, riding along here. I call this a dash cam, Ryan. It's something new, man, I came up with. Kind of gives us a good representation of what these guys see out the front end. Also gives us good representation of what these cars are like. As you can see right now, riding with Tyler Davis, look in front of him. That 59 machine is like a dancing pirouette all over the place in front of him. I mean, these guys have got their hands full with these cars just bouncing and just going all over. And folks, just to give you an idea, after about 90 laps, that's going to tire you out.
Yeah, that's going to tire out your arms, and you mentioned a tire wear is definitely going to come into effect. You know, you talk about it. These guys, there's a reason they want to be oh so smooth in a straight line. The longer your tires can last here at Daytona, the better off you are. You may only have to hold it wide open, but these machines already are very loose. You do not want to have to try to drive it on a bald tire that's seen its better days by about 20 laps. And we got a crash as we go through the tri-oval. 43 sideswiped the 87. That appears to be the only accident, but the 87 is flipping as they go through the entrance of turn 1.
Well, let's go here, man, and watch it again. No caution here. You said the 87, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's Keith Haney, unfortunately, up front. But we're going to watch a replay on it. No caution. Let me know if there's one that comes out here, Ryan. Well, we're going to actually try to... let's see if we can watch right here just a second. I'm going to watch a replay. You're right. Well, and again, that was just the diciness that we were talking about. The 43. Oh, yeah, he went and did a little Joey Chitwood stunt show there, and that thing's doing a barrel roll down the infield. Oh, good job by him, because that thing almost came back up on the track, Ryan. Could have been disastrous on his end.
Definitely could have been, and I should note that he is going very slow, I might add, but the 87 is still on the track.
Yeah, he's slow, definitely. That hurt him.
All right, well, the 87 is coming to pit lane now to take that fast repair. I was beginning to think he was going to try to stay out with all that damage, but they have brought him to the pit lane.
Well, I'll tell you what, everybody's talking about, old Becky's talking about Ethan Kurtz. Man, he's right now in the 6th spot. He's moving on up there. That's like the old Jefferson used to say, moving on up, and that's what he's trying to do, trying to get it to the front here, and he's following the right guy, man. The cat out there, Iceman from the Neverlands. Oh, Eric Tesh, he's got that hooligan machine. That's what I call it, the hooligan machine. I tell you, I love that thing. The zebra machine. We can call it all kinds of things out here. Looking very good. Side by side here, 2 to 2. Man, I tell you what, nose to tail all the way back. Ryan, these guys, man, nobody told them, man, it's only lap 13. It's how it's going to be all race long.
Absolutely. I mean, these guys are still racing side by side very hard, and I have noticed one thing. Ever since the 43 sideswiped the 87 when he just kind of lost control as they went through the tri-oval, that outside line has not been able to catch Matt Hoover, and if anything, they're starting to split up. It makes you wonder what the aerodynamic issues on the left front of that 43 is it impeding the outside's progress, and do they need to start to try to think of a way to get that 43 out of the way?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, right now, the only thing you can do is kind of ride behind him unless you get the opportunity to go around him, because right now that outside's got about 5 cars on the outside. They've got a whole freight train on the inside. Matt Hoover's got that Birdie's construction machine out front. He's got a good pusher on the backside of him, Dwayne Culberson. Boy, he knows how to get around this track. We know Eric Tess does too, and right there, Ethan Kurtz. They are all lined up on the bottom. But here comes the outside, Ryan, firing on all 8 cylinders, looking very good, doing it with James Thorndike.
Yes, they are, and as I'm actually looking through the field, we mentioned some comers and goers here. The 32 of Matt Broderick has begun to, or Ryan Broderick, I'm sorry, has begun to work his way up through the field here. That 32 Tide machine, I just noticed him on the outside lane behind behind the 33 of Ranford Brown.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, you wanted it, we got it. OSR Network's bringing excitement here. Xfinity Series, Daytona International Speedway. I call it the Super Speedway, the epicenter, man, of NASCAR. This is where it starts out on their season. It's where we're starting here on this season here for the Xfinity cars here tonight. What you're getting here is 2x2 nose to tail. Awesome racing at 190-some mile an hour right off the back deck lid of each one of these cars. Folks, I want to appreciate everybody coming out, because ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Hey, if you haven't watched any of their races, ask me, ask Joe, ask John, ask everybody out there. Boy, these boys will put on a show.
Yeah, these guys are putting on a heck of a show right now, and reading the chat a little bit, just seeing what they're talking about up there. John Marine, I'm going to make your year, bud. There is a Joe Isms video in the making.
Yeah, that started last year. These guys, man, they love it. I don't realize sometimes I do it. I just get caught up in the action, and, you know, I love doing this. We're here, by the way, folks, here 7 days a week. We got 10 races a week here at OSR Network. So if you don't get enough, man, of the, y'all call it the Joe Isms tonight, we definitely going to give it to you, man, all week long, because I love doing it here. But the thing about it is, now you're going to get to hear, instead of hearing me and old Ryan W. Daniels one night a week, you get to hear us 2 nights a week here. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's definitely exciting. I mean, I'm still very much appreciative of the fact that last season you gave me the opportunity just as basically a tryout to see how it would be having me come up here and what kind of help and success that's brought, the hope and success that I have hoped that my ability has brought to you, and the help that you've given me, both as a colleague and as a friend, on and off the streams. It's definitely been appreciated since last December.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, right now, Matt Hoover is out front. Got Dwayne Culberson right there. Eric Tess. I'll tell you what, I hate to say it this way, but the Monday Night Thunder boys have came over here in ExtremeMotorsports99.com just like the SRA game did, and they are already showing, hey, look, we can compete. I know it's Daytona. It's anybody's ball game, but right now, though, they're looking darn good up front. And look at that move James Thorndike did. Woo, that was dicey.
Yeah, that was close. That was definitely a little bit, to me, a little bit sketchy early on in this race, as we have a similar move going on back in the middle. I think I just saw Tyler Daniels go 3 wide, if I'm not mistaken. I wasn't able to perfectly see the car, but it looked like that 45 tried to stretch it 3 wide between the 43 and the 22 there as I exited turn 2.
Absolutely. Well, Becky just informed us out there that Tyler Sifford's no longer going to be in the Purple People Eater machine tomorrow night. But you know what? There's one thing about it. The man's popular because, hey, well, everybody loves him and he's just popular. So that part won't change, definitely. Either way, he'd come out with a, well, we've already got a guy with a Hello Kitty and a My Little Pony car. So I don't know what he could come out with. Who knows?
I don't know. I just hope, is the offer still going to be on the line for the cookies?
Yeah. Hey, yeah, that's right. Wait a minute now.
That's the important part here. I'm
That's right.
sorry. I mean, even if he wins, the important part's the cookies.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, absolutely. Well, here we go. Right now, these guys are still locked together like glue up front. Then it's an awesome race here at lap 19, and they're storming across the line here. They are side by side. Matt Hoover on the high side. James Thorndike, though, is looking to try to say, hey, I want to put this thing in victory lane for race number 1 here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And folks, I tell you what, if I sound a little bit too excited, if Ryan sounds a little bit too excited, let us know, and we'll get up here and we'll start getting a little melatonin and go, well, these guys are about to go around turn 1 and look good.
You know what? We have a friend watching our stream. I'm going to steal his line. If you don't like how excited me and Joe are, then you're a very boring individual.
Yeah, and I'll put a note on that one. I usually say you might be dead or get a doctor's appointment because you're going to need it. Either way, these guys right now are, man, showing excitement up front. James Thorndike, and they're coming up on a lap car, so it's going to be a little dicey here because he's going to have to go high. And they have to let this pack slip on by just real thin because this is not Talladega, like you said earlier, Ryan, where you got a lot of room on the straight and the back stretch. It's very narrow sometimes here at Daytona, so 3 wide can get dicey. You can do it, but it can get dicey.
Yes, sir, and that is the 28 of Brian Johnson, who is doing everything he can to stay out of that way in his number 28 Jegs machine. Looks like most of the double file drivers have gotten around him, so now it's just going to be about trying to get back in line and try to maintain being only 1 lap down and hope that if another car gets lapped, that Brian can get around him before there's a caution.
Absolutely. Well, let's go to the blimp cam here for a second just to show where the field is. Up front, they are 2-2, man, nose to tail, but all the way back, they are single file line far back there, probably by design. Some of these guys are saying, hey, look, I'll ride back here because we're only lap 22 of 90. And, hey, Ryan, you know, you love restrictor plate racing. I know you do, man. It's in your blood and your veins. You know, man, to stand in the back sometimes is the best way. Sometimes coming up front is the best way.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, anybody who watches, you know, the streams, stuff like that, you guys have noted many times, you know, you guys like to call me the ringer, which I've never called myself ever, but y'all like to call me the ringer all of a sudden. But the ringer's idea, for me anyway, is I like to run at the back. Right now, a real restrictor plate ringer for sure is Matthew Walzenbach. He did qualify in the 10th position. He and Aiden Young dropped to the rear of the field immediately at the start and have slowly begun to work their way up to this front group here. They have not left each other's bumper since the start, as Matt is actually going to put it 3 wide with the 43 and 51, and he's going to make that pass work on the outside. Absolutely.
Well, I tell you what. I tell you why, Becky, man, he wants to call himself the Iceman because he likes to put ice inside of his Red Bull. And that way, man, he says he lives on the danger side of things. So there you go. That's why Ryan says he's the Iceman. But right now, up front, boy, there ain't no ice about these guys. They are on fire. Look at James Thorndike. He's trying to thread the needle between the high side and the low side. But the 67, Cameron Hearn, we know that name. Oh, and those, oh boy, I tell you what, them lap cars, boy, that one got out of the way just in time. Got another one up high. That's going to thread this field. Ooh, that's tight.
Yeah, it's definitely tight as we these guys are trying to avoid a crash. Whoa, the 90 pulls right up in front of the field there. Just getting through, and 29 of Matt Walzenbach's actually going to get a shot from behind by the 43 as he had to check up to avoid getting hit by the 90.
Yeah, that's a lot of action going on in the back. I'm trying to get through. Normally a lot of people know I try to get through the field. With this right here, though, man, it's really hard. So Ryan's kind of keeping what's going on. I'll throw that blimp cam up here for us, though, so we can get a whole shot view of the whole field. And, yeah. Becky says, yeah, watch the Red Bull, limit yourself. Well, he thinks it gives him wings and makes him fly.
Actually, I like Monster Energy Ultra Blue. Not a sponsor, but a plug on my iRacing truck.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Well, we got a spinner.
Oh, who we got?
45.
45. No caution out, but let's go to him and see what's up.
Spinning, exiting the trial.
Oh, that's Tyler Daniels. Oh, man, hate to see that, but let's go. He's got a Mountain Dew soda can machine out there, and it looks like a little Mountain Dew can running down the back stretch. Let's watch what happened to him. I got a feeling here, Ryan. We hadn't really touched on it much. These cars are so dicey, they can just kick right out from under at any given time. We've seen it. Me and John did a race the other day, and boy, it was the same darn thing. Here, even at the plate. Yep, look at it. He got the apron, and guess what? That thing just turned on him.
Yeah, it looks like he just might have gotten a little loose as they came to the trial, went down low, and unfortunately clipped that inside wall just after the exit of the pit lane. And hopefully the 45 will be able to keep it going. Obviously, they do have the faster pair, but definitely not the time in the run here, 26 laps in, to have that kind of an accident.
Absolutely. Well, right now they're single file, the freight train up front. You got James Thorndike, Cameron Hearn right there eating the rear end up of him there, that 59 machine. You got old Dwayne Cummison right there, Eric Terrace, and Ethan Kurtz rounds out the top five behind them. They're still stacked side by side, but they are in a single file up front. So that might give us a good chance here to maybe look at some of these awesome paint jobs up close while they're single file here, Ryan.
That's for sure.
Well, as I say that, yep, I saw that. Now that's going to bring a caution out.
Trying to get a look at where that started so we can identify a number.
I got the 55 was involved, so.
Oh, yeah, the 55 was in it big time. Yep, yeah, 55.
All right. We'll start with him, and let's watch it here because we were just going to go through some of the cars here, but that was the big one. Oh, well, one of the big ones anyways, which we knew it was coming. I mean, these cars are so much of a handful. As we're watching the replay right here. Oh, yeah, he just caught the apron, and guess what? Nowhere to go, and man, that car looked like it just took flight. And wow, hard hit by the I don't know what number that was on the inside. And good job by the other pack right there, and watching those guys slow down, make sure none of them get involved into it. But yeah, just about 4 or 5 cars right there. Unfortunately, it's what we're seeing. It's going to be a theme all night long. I think, Ryan, you catch that apron with these cars, you can forget about it.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's exactly what happened there, too. The 55 just caught the apron and going through the tri-oval, and you see what the outcome is. It just takes one small error, and these cars become out of control. And, I mean, the 55, James Haney, he barely touched that apron and just went right around. Nothing he could do. And I did notice at the very tail end of that crash, I believe it was the 51 of Davis Richards, was running along with the number 9 car of David Elliott. Both went to avoid the crash. The 9 never saw the 22 sitting dead smack sideways, and the 51 just clipped the 22. Both of them suffering a lot of damage at the very end of that crash.
Absolutely. Well, we're in the caution. Guess what? I'm going to bring up old James Thorndike, who's the man out front. See if we can't get a talk with him. What do you think?
Yeah, man.
All right, hang on just a second here. James Thorndike, this is Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, James, looking good. That number 59 machine, and I got to say, that's also a nice paint job you got on that thing. How's the car feel? Right now, you're up front. Been up front for a while. How's the car feel here under the lights of Daytona International Speedway?
It's feeling pretty good, pretty stable right now. I hope I My pit crew does a good job here, and looks like we got some good runners up front, willing to work with people.
Absolutely. Well, do you think you got enough to pull it off here all the way to lap 90?
Well, I'm going to give it my best. I think I got a pretty good car here going, so I'm going to give it my best.
All right, well, good deal. Well, James, man, I appreciate you coming up here and give us a talk here. Like I said, it's an awesome paint job. I didn't get to read what it says. What does it say on there, do you know? I know it's got a big eagle on it.
Yeah, it's United States Marines.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to take you served in the military?
Yes, sir. I served in the Army back in 91 to 93, did a 2-year stint.
All right, well, we appreciate that, as always. Awesome. And we wish you the best out there tonight. James Thorndike, folks, that is awesome up front right now.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, yes. All right, Ryan. Well, let's see if I can't get him back down there in his room where he was. GT Motorsports. There we go. I have to remember where they are. Well, let's see. Anybody out there in the chat want to hear an interview? You got anybody, Ryan?
Well, we had Tyler Davis, and we got him earlier. We just
Sure.
got James Thorndike. I don't know if we're coming to one to green or not, but
Yeah, let's make
why
sure. Yeah, let's make sure we're not going to one. If we're not, then yeah, what you got?
all right. Why don't we get a talk with our biggest mover of the race so far? That would be Cameron Hearn. After starting 22nd, he finds himself in 4th.
All right. Well, let's make sure those lights on that pace car is not going off, and if it's
They
not,
are not.
Okay. So let me go find old Cameron Hearn here. Got a big team speak here, folks. I got to scroll through here and find them, then remember what room to put them back.
I believe he hangs out with the Alliance Racing group.
Okay.
Yep.
Way down here on the bottom. Way down here. All right. Let's throw him up here in staging room. Give him a minute so he knows where he's at. That way he ain't in the middle of chit-chatting or whatever. Hold on
10-4.
just a second. Keep an eye on those lights for me if you don't mind.
Yeah, not a problem. We are in the middle of the back straightaway.
Cameron Hearn, this is Joe White in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Cameron, looking good. Just able to power that machine up to the front. You started 22nd. Right now, you're 4th. How's that machine looking, and how's the track feel? And think you got enough to pull it off tonight?
Yeah, it's definitely good at pushing people to the front, I guess. I got stuck to the outside, and I feel like a different person every straightaway to the front, but car's driving real good. Feels like we got a lot of power underneath the hood. During the off season, I was at Alliance Racing. I guess it paid off doing some testing and stuff. So hopefully we can finish up front and stay out of trouble. Still waiting on the big one, but one way to miss it is be in front of it.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, looking good up front there. Man, in that machine you got rolling around here, number 67 machine, good pushing and pulling up front. A lot of action early on. So, man, I wish you luck. We still got a lot of time to go, like I said. Hope you avoid that big one.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's definitely going to be exciting. I mean, I feel like everybody's cars are handling real good. Night, the track's a little bit cooler, so it's definitely going to be good racing.
All right, well, again, wish you luck out there tonight. Cameron Hearn and number 67, folks. All right, well, I'm going to drop him way back down here in the Alliance Motorsports group. Everybody wants Ethan Kurtz. I don't know if I've got enough time to get Ethan Kurtz or not. I probably don't, as they've stacked up too. So we're going to have to get him on the next one. Keep that in mind, right?
Yeah, I already wrote it. The funny thing is, while you were interviewing Cameron Hearn, I looked in the chat, saw Ethan's name, and I went, Ethan Kurtz, you just made the interview list. And wrote it down.
Absolutely. There you go. Tell him, say, look, Brian come up with its own phrase. Say the OSR Network interview list.
You know exactly where I stole that from. Don't you lie about it.
I know, but I mean, you got to put your own twist onto it. You know what I mean? Come on
Tyler
now.
Justice, you just made the interview list.
There you go. Absolutely.
I'm
Well,
sorry,
again-
folks. I'm having fun up here with Joe.
That's what it's about. I tell you what. Well, folks, I tell you another thing. These guys are having fun out here. We're under the lights. Daytona International Speedway. I call it the Super Speedway, the epicenter, man, of all of NASCAR here. As these guys are about to get set here to storm back to life We've got we've got 30 machines out here as that pace car's coming out of turn number 4. Going to take that hard left turn and send these machines a roar. They're going to put the hammer down. Dwayne Cumberson, the man out front, but he's got Ethan Kurtz, who probably is I'm going to say he's probably Mr. Popular here, man, in the Xfinity Series. Pace car's in. Dwayne Cumberson, boy, I'll tell you, he's going through those gears. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got it to the floor as hard as he can get it as they storm off into turn number 1. Stack 2 to 2, folks. Takes about a lap or so for these cars to get up to speed. So it's not one of those instantaneously style as we normally see. That's why they don't jump out in front of each other. It takes them a while. They'll stay glued together pretty much the whole entire lap.
Yeah, they will. I mean, you'll see this outside line. Honestly, to me, the outside is the place to be on the initial restart because for some reason you get a really big push of momentum if you can get that outside going. As we're seeing right here, the 20 of Ethan Kurtz getting a good push from Cameron Hearn. Not going to be enough, though, I don't believe, to clear the number 1 of Dwayne Culberson as they go through turns 3 and 4.
Absolutely right there. They're stuck side by side. Dwayne Culberson on the inside. You got Eric Tess right there behind him, pushing him. But on the outside, Ethan Kurtz, boy, he is coming to the front. He's got the fans on their feet doing it. It's the number 20 machine. He's got, hey, keep banging on there. The one thing he's doing, he's not banging his head on the steering wheel. He's wanting to put that pedal to the metal and hope, man, all 8 cylinders, man, is banging, man, to the heads of that machine. So he's got, and he's loose.
And that might very well be the big one as they continue to pile in here exiting turn 2. And that took out a lot of the front runners.
Yes, it did. Oh, and I tell you what, it started on Ethan Kurtz. He got a little bit wiggly. Don't know if a bump trap had anything to do with it, but boy, he got a little wiggly there, Ryan. And yeah, we got a ton of them because once a car starts up front like that, really hard to avoid them. Hate to see that. And, just for everybody knows, we will give Ethan a little time to cool down. So I don't like interviewing drivers right after a wreck. Because I know I said I was going to interview him, next caution. Now let's see what happened here. I mean, some bump drafting a little bit there. The 67's on his back end. He was pushing him to the front here on the replay. He might have just... These cars are so wiggly anyways, it doesn't take much. I don't know if he might have just caught him going into the turn. If he did, wrong place to bump him. And it looks like that's what happened. It just, he almost had it saved. And man, Dwayne Cumberson bounced off of it. Matt Hoover's involved. Eric Tesh. Boy, you talk about the big one. And look at that, Ryan. Don't know if you're watching on the stream there, but it just closed the whole entire track. Nobody could get through almost.
Yeah, that's for sure. The worst possible thing to happen did, and that was where the crash really occurred, was on the exit of the corner. That's where everybody really started piling into each other. And that's like the most narrow part of this entire track, is when you get to the exit of the corners coming to the straightaway, the way the track is arced and everything else to help these cars ease onto that sudden flat back straightaway,
yes.
It's almost like a funnel. And these guys just piled right in, nowhere to go. Matt Walzenbach got some nose damage, got through it. The 64, Michael Knight did a great job to miss it, but unfortunately couldn't slow down, clipped the rear end of the 29. Tyler Daniels made it around the crash, and when the 29 accidentally got swiped by the 64, had no choice but to T-bone the 29.
I don't know if the 43 made it through. He's in pit road right now. I think he did.
I want to say that 43 was in it. I thought I saw him be involved with one of somebody. He's got a lot of front end damage on that 43 machine. Oh, he got pushed into the back of, it looks like, the 32.
Yeah. I noticed a lot of these guys are not using their fast fix on this. Don't know if that's a strategy call or what. Like Eric Tesh, he didn't use his fast fix, so maybe he's thinking there's going to be another one.
I actually like that strategy a lot. If you can save your car, usually you want to. Unfortunately, to me, the 96 looks really tore up. I don't know if he has any required damage to be repaired on that 96 machine. Apparently not, because he is moving out of the pit lane. But
Yep.
Eric is really going to need to hope that these cautions come in rather quickly for him to use that faster pair, because it is going to be a very tall order for that 96 machine to last the full 90 laps without going a lap down if we get a long green flag run again.
Yeah, true. Well, Zachary Kreiser, the man out front, you know what? Let's see if we can't get a talk with him.
Sounds good, sir. He is in the Outlaw Jaeger room.
Yes, he is. Bring him up here in the staging room right fast. And we'll jump him up here. Zach Kreiser's Joe White the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, 10-4.
Well, Zach, somehow you ended up front after that big one there on the back stretch, or coming into the back stretch. How's the car feel? You think you got enough to pull it off for tonight?
Oh yeah, car feels well. I mean, just trying to survive out here. That's pretty much what Daytona is. But been working with my teammates pretty much all night, and hopefully I'll be in the right place at the right time at the end of the race.
Well, absolutely. I tell you what, looking very good there in that number 39 machine. I think you got the Geek Squad out there, and you definitely, man, got the technology and got the horsepower under the hood to get it done. So, hey, wish you the best out there. It's Daytona, man.
10-4. Thanks, guys.
All right, good deal. Well, Ryan, that's Zach. So we can't get him back down there into his room so he can get back down there talking to his teammates and all that. Have to make sure I get him back in the right spot. Hang on 1 second. There we go. Good deal. Multitasking, folks. Gotta love it. Awesome. Well, it's been a thriller so far. I mean, that's all I can say. It's restrictor plate racing. And I want to appreciate everybody coming out here tonight under the lights. Daytona International Speedway here. Like I say, it's a huge super speedway. 2.5 miles of fast and furious action. ExtremeMotorsports99.com Xfinity Series here. We're kicking it off. Joe White up here in the booth, accompanied by Ryan W. Daniels. Normally, you hear us on the Cup side, but this season, well, you got us for Xfinity and Cup. All 15 races, 10 on the regular, 5 for the chase to crown a new champion here. And I tell you what, it's already kicking off big here at Daytona. It's been exciting. And like I say, I want to appreciate everyone coming out because we're live YouTube, Facebook, live Twitch, and Twitter. And right now, want to appreciate everyone that's over on the YouTube side joining in. Obviously, everybody that's on the Twitch side, and we have some few people on the Facebook side. So we've got them spread out all over the place here tonight, Ryan, and they're chatting up a cool breeze.
Yeah, they are. These guys out in the chat are awesome out there talking about Ryan, it's time for the speed cam. That's John's thing, and he's already gotten on to me earlier for saying people are very boring individuals. So
look,
gotta watch the copyright.
He'll be alright. He'll be alright. Speed cam, we definitely got some speed cam. So folks, man, you know what time it is. I tell you what we'll do. You want the speed cam? We're gonna give it to you. We're gonna give it to you on this restart. How's that, Ryan?
Can I say it, Joe? Do you think John will hate me if I say it?
Go ahead. What time is it?
Ladies and gentlemen, on the restart, it's time for the speed cam.
There you go. All right. Well, hope you enjoy. Well, folks, I tell you what, if that does not get your blood boiling, pumping, and get your hair standing up, man, on your arms, and like I say, sometimes might even get your hair on your arms jumping up and down, either way, you might want to get a doctor's appointment tomorrow because, well, you're either already dead or might be dying, or well, you got something seriously wrong, because that sound right there of listening to these V8s rumble and just tear the asphalt up here at Daytona is an awesome, awesome feeling. And just what Ryan said, where in the world did the 48 come from? That is Aaron Richards, folks, from 29th to 2nd. Well, right now he's getting freight trained, but I tell you what, he's looking good up front.
Yeah, he was looking at up front, and when just as we came back and just as we started talking, I took a look. The number 10 of Aiden Young made the mistake of going far too low on the track and spun and hit that inside wall again right before the exit of the pit lane. That 10 machine is destroyed.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, Jacob Bell, the man up front, he's got Tyler Davis in the 43. He's split in the middle, 3 wide up front, folks. Man, these guys are putting it to the win at lap 42 here of 90. You got to be kidding me. Matt Hoover up the top, and he's holding his own. He's like a gunslinger upside there, looking very good. They're still 3 wide coming to the line.
Yeah, this has all the makings of a big accident any second. Oh, the 77's around.
Yeah, not what we wanted to see. Taps the inside wall. Caution is out. Yeah, but I tell you what, well, it was thrilling. Gotta admit.
Yeah, that definitely was, and I don't know what just happened. I saw the 43 spinning as they went into turn 1 and 2, and he saved it. I don't know if he got help or if he just got loose.
I tell you what, man, what a race. And I always like talking about, look at that, Brian Johnson, boy, coming to the front. He's got the Jegs machine looking good. Matt Hoover up there, well, we know him. Birdie's Construction himself up there. Tyler Davis looking good. And, man, I tell you, what a race so far. These guys are about to pick it up. Hey, they didn't get the memo or the email or whatever they're going to get nowadays that y'all millenniums talk about, that it's only lap 43 and 90, that, hey, we need to slow down. We still got a long way to go. They're like, man, we're putting a show on here for ExtremeMotorsports99.com Xfinity Series.
Yeah, they are. I mean, this race is fantastic, and you brought it up because I did happen to notice it just barely in the while we were away with the speed cam. The 48 of Aaron Richards tonight started 29th. There were only 32 vehicles that started the race. Aaron just methodically working his way to the front and finds himself now in 3rd and has a machine that looks like he was ready to get the lead here by halfway.
Absolutely. Well, before I bring old Rick Donaldson up here real quick, I saw John Marine make a comment out there. What if you're a doctor or nurse yourself and don't get excited for this? Well, might want to check your own self out. I have no clue, because that would say you can't get excited. So, with that note, we got old Mr. Rick Donaldson, the owner of ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Well, I overshot him on the broadcast name. My bad, put him in the wrong one. But the owner of the ExtremeMotorsports99.com here, Mr. Rick Donaldson. Rick Donaldson, how you doing tonight?
What's happening, guys? How is everybody in the booth here tonight?
Well, I'll tell you what, the guys on the track are doing it. Me and Ryan's loving every minute of it. We got the folks out here in the chat loving it. This is awesome. It's racing, man. You gotta love it.
Fantastic. Yes, absolutely. I'm sitting back watching a little bit of the action going from channel to channel over here in our team speak, and I tell you, man, the communication that's going on what these drivers are out here doing, working together, trying to find the line, trying to find the quick line. They're counting the laps down. They're talking about fuel mileage. I'm not sure what to expect to see here as far as a fuel mileage race or what. I don't know, but I tell you, there's a lot of communication going on right now, Joe.
Absolutely. Well, you know, me and Ryan up here, we're loving every minute of it. And I was telling people, I said, hey, if they don't get enough of us after 30 races, I don't know, man, they must just love us up here, because right now, how can you not get enough? I mean, this right here, I can't get enough of the racing that they're putting on. It's awesome. I mean, these guys are putting a show here. It's to kick off the season at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. We're under the lights, Daytona International Speedway. And Rick, you know, I just was here up here to let you know, well, right now we got a crew of people out there. We got them all throughout here worldwide. We're YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitch, and on, I call it Tweeter, but it's Twitter. But got a lot of people out here.
Well, I tell you what, man, I just want to say thank you to you guys up in the booth, and also for our fans out there. I just want to give a couple of shout outs to Timothy Petito, Becky Sifford out there always watching, John Marine, Michael Talakas, I tell you, Waylon Lamb. I tell you, the list keeps going on, and seeing folks come here week to week. Jared Foreman, giving some shout outs to those fans out there, and I hope if I missed you, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to speed up and say everything I can right quick, because I know these guys have got valuable time up in the booth here. But just wanted to throw out there to them, Joe, for them to make sure after tonight's race, make sure to tune in with us tomorrow night for our Cup Series race. Tell you what, we've got a stacked field coming in tomorrow night with about a 43 car field. We've got 4 or 5 pro drivers that's going to be driving this season. A lot of the field is about 4,500 to 5,000 in I rating. It's a stacked field. We're going to be giving out prizes during the live race tomorrow. So, hey, make sure to jump in and tune in tomorrow night right here at Online Sim Racing with Joe and Ryan up in the booth.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, tell you what, just speaking of tomorrow night, we had the reigning, current, defending Cup Series champ Bobby Chaney. He made an appearance out in the chat earlier on, so that's awesome, man. I'm pumped up. You pumped up, Ryan?
Am I pumped up? I don't think you want me to get after that, but I mean,
I know.
I just want to say I got to thank, while he's in here, Rick, got to thank you for giving me and Joe the opportunity to do this for the second straight season. And for you, the fans, I've been conjuring up a slogan for us for here at Extreme. We are the crew so nice you get us twice.
That's a good one there. I bet you've been thinking about that all day, haven't you?
More like
That
the
is pretty
past
good.
45 minutes, but I liked it.
That's pretty good. I got to give you credit, Lau.
Well, I tell you what, just to punch in there, I want to make sure I put it in writing there. Thank you, folks. And I tell you, it's just a group effort here with the drivers. We've got 5 different series that we're running, and I counted up the other day a little over 200 drivers of what ExtremeMotorsports99.com has in the house here. But now we do have double drivers in double series. One driver may be running 2 different series. We've got over about 400 folks in our data system, over 1,800 likes on Twitter, over 900 likes on our Facebook. And I tell you, if it wasn't for the fans out here and the drivers here and, putting a great show on like Joe, you and Ryan do, this place wouldn't exist. And I just can't say thank you enough to all the folks out there that tune in week to week.
Absolutely. Well, I just want to real quick, Becky, I know you just said you got to go for the night. Appreciate you tuning in. Definitely we'll be here tomorrow night. Awesome, man, watching. And you're right, Rick, at group effort. I enjoy it. Drivers Leagues viewers, love it. All right, Ryan, I'll tell you what, we're getting set here to go back. Green flag racing here under the lights here. Daytona. I was about to say Charlotte for some reason. I'm used to saying Charlotte under the lights.
Yeah, over the past two straight nights, you've been over there. I was here last night at Extreme running
That's right.
over here in the trucks, and that was a lot of fun, getting the opportunity to run a throwback to my original Cup Series scheme here at Extreme that was made for me by TN Design, so I got to thank those guys there. But want to give a shout out and just let everybody know, just in case there was ever a question, there is no relation to me and the person in the 45 of Tyler Daniels, who has now found himself in second spot for this restart.
Okay. All right. Well, good deal. Hopefully he pulls off the victory. We get a talk, because guess who's up there also in third place? Matthew Wazenbach, because that pace car's coming out of turn 4. We're going to see what these guys have got. It's going to be lap 48 and 90 folks here. And not quite ready for business to pick up front. But I tell you what, this right here is going to be awesome as the pace car's in. These guys are going to hammer through those gears. Man out front there, Tyler Davis, and Tyler Daniel. Bunch of Tyler show up front right here with Matthew Wazenbach and Zachary Kreiser right there as they storm off into turn number 1. Like we said before, Ryan, takes about a lap for these cars to get up to speed. But right now, they're nose to tail up front, 2x2. Look at these cars. They are wiggly. Eel handling right now.
Well, these cars are evil, and one thing that concerns me a little bit is the front end of that 43 machine. He's got a lot of damage, and right now you actually see the 45 of Tyler Daniels was going to go to the outside. The 43 blocked his momentum. There might be so much front end damage on that 43. He might just be almost a hazard out in front right now.
Well, true, but right now he's holding his own. He's doing what he needs to do. He's going to the high side, low side. He is tearing up that draft from behind. Doing what they do is they go 3 wide, 2 wide, coming to the line here at lap 49. They almost got split in the middle, but you're right. Might be holding it up just a little bit there as the outside lane. Boy, I tell you what, they're going to have to do something. But here coming to the front, Zachary Kreiser. And I hope I'm saying his name right. And I apologize if I'm not. I know it's Zachary. I might be messing that last name up a little bit.
It is Zachary Kreiser. You have it 100%
okay,
right.
Cool, good deal. Well, hey, I get something right every once in a while, man. Come on now.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to run in with him and Matt Wolzenbach and the other guys at Jaeger Racing last night, so I learned firsthand how to pronounce his name for the future because he wanted me to know that for tonight. So had a little bit of training last night with some of these drivers' names.
Oh, hell, practicing, huh? Hey, I tell you what, when you're talking about that 43 right now, he's holding his own on the outside. Might be just a little bit like, say, he would probably be an awesome pusher, but right now with nobody in front of him, you're right. It's like a roadblock there, brick wall with that air coming to that front side nose. Though, although, with that said, he's looking pretty good, but right there behind him, that number 45 machine, that is Aaron Richards, I believe it is. That is the 45, isn't it?
The 45 is Tyler Daniels.
Oh, my bad. Tyler Daniels in the 45 machine. He is, yeah, well, Matt, I don't know why. Well, Matt Hoover I lost him on the screen. He blinked out.
Yeah, Matt Hoover is gone. He has been gone
yeah,
for a while
no.
now. Uh-oh.
Hope, man, the connection problems. Actually, I was just on him, and all of a sudden, he just dropped all the way down to the bottom. Well, right now, Zach Kreiser is a man out front. Tyler Davis right there, and that 43 machine. We were talking about it a minute ago, Ryan. He is holding his own up front. And, man, look at the side driving. Huge wreck.
Yeah, and that all started, I don't know if the car in the bottom lane came up or if Tyler Daniels might have gotten loose and went down a little bit. But same spot as we've seen it all night. The exit of the tri-oval looks like the 48 might have been a little, maybe a quarter lane up too high. 45 just didn't see him and spun right in front of the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here we go. We're going to watch it right here. You saw a lot of diciness going on up front, and I got a feeling these cars are just, well, I mean, that's just the way they are. They're awful dicey. I mean, they're up here dancing around. Oh, yeah. I tell you what, it looks like some net code between the 45 and that 48. Man, it don't look like very much of a, I got a good shot right there on the broadcast for everybody to see. Boy, look at those cars. Like a bunch of ants scattering everywhere when you step on an anthill all over the place. And go ahead, Ryan, say it in turn one.
Yeah, as they entered turn one, we had a big old pile up in turn one.
Hey, no, I know you was dying to say it all night long.
Heck yeah, man. It'll be better when it happens in three. We got a couple in three last night.
Yeah, true. Well, Ethan Kurtz is back up to 7th. We said we was going to get an interview with him. Let's see if we can't get an interview.
Yes, we did.
Let's see if I can't find him here.
I believe he's going to be in the Solar Flare Racing channel or Jake Nichols Racing channel.
That's right. He's down there in the old Solar Flare bunch. Okay. Let's bring him on up here. All right. Ethan Kurtz.
Hello.
Well, hello. Ethan Kurtz is Joe in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, good deal. You got BRB beside your name. It says be right back. I hope you're not going to be right back because you got a lot of racing to do out here. And looking good. You got caught up in that accident a little early on. Probably had to use your fast fix. But looking good, that machine. You back up to 7th spot. Think you got enough to bring it to the front?
Yeah, I do for sure, especially with my co-teammate Dwayne up there sitting in 3rd. I'm confident we can get this thing up there.
Well, I'll tell you what. You're confident, we're confident, and then you got a lot of fans out here in the chat that are confident because you got a lot of people rooting for you. I'm going to have to start calling you Mr. Popularity now of the Xfinity Series because, man, everybody out here, Miss Becky, unfortunately, she had to run for the night, but she was out here rooting for you, man, and we want to give you hats off on that. Nice paint job you got going on, plus looking good out there on that track.
Thank you.
All right, well, good luck there, Ethan, man. Hope you can get that thing up front. It'll be awesome.
All right, thank you.
All right, let me see if I can't get him back down here into his, there we go, back down in his team chat. And that's new to me, folks. I'm not used to moving around a lot of people. I should let Ryan do it, but Ryan,
I can. I mean, all you got to
Yeah.
do is ask.
I know, Ryan is. We'll be here all night trying to get somebody.
Oh, here we go again, folks. Here we go. It starts early.
It does. We got a long way to go.
I gotta deal with this guy for 29 more of these things.
It's awesome, man, ain't it? Tell you what,
Daggum.
man. I tell you what.
Yeah, I tell you what, we're gonna be stuck up here in the booth. By the end of this, we're gonna be so tired. We're going, oh gosh.
Oh man, that's what we do. We love having fun, folks. You heard us only one time a week, and most of the time, people, man, when they associate OSR Network, obviously they say Joe and John. But the reason is because John's with me 3 nights. Ryan was only with me 1, but I'm gonna tell you what, it originated with me and Ryan. We started here back in November, December for ExtremeMotorsports99.com doing the Cup Series, and it has just escalated from there. And although I do entirely appreciate John coming out and all the other people, man, helping me in the booth, but yeah, most of it started with me and Ryan up here.
Yes, it did. December 1st, 2016 was our first official broadcast together.
Absolutely. Well, look at the man up front, Mike Franklin. He started 30th and right now is out front.
Yes, he is. He is our biggest mover of the race so far. How about this one? We talked about it earlier. Brian Johnson had gone a lap down early on in this race. Brian finds himself in 2nd place now in that number 28 machine.
Now, there's a running little joke between Brian Johnson and myself when I first started doing Racing Freaks. For some reason, I don't know why. I guess I get excited and get in the moment. I would call him Byron Johnson, and it just kind of took off from there. And everybody called on to it over there at the Racing Freaks. We laughed, we had a good time with it. So every once in a while, I'll say good old Byron Johnson. Usually he's driving a Mountain Dew machine. I'll say good old Byron Johnson in his Mountain Dew soda can machine running good. But tonight, he's in the Jegs machine. And right now I'm showcasing that Mike Franklin's car. He's got Bond Arms Inc. I don't know if that's a company that he owns, knows, or whatnot. Maybe we get Ryan over there calculating on a little Google search for us or something, or somebody in the chat, whatnot. But hey, I want to touch on something, minute, Ryan. What
Sure.
Rick said in the chat a minute ago. We got the Cup Series obviously tomorrow night. Next week, though, starting the series, we want to start giving out some prizes. We're going to do at least one contest tonight. Get out some, ExtremeMotorsports99.com gear. Maybe even down the road, throw out some OSR Network gear if anybody's interested and want one. Hey, look, I understand if you don't. I got a sticker. I love running it. If you want to run one, awesome.
I still want the sticker.
I got to make some of them things up, and thought about getting a store, putting it on the storefront and all that. But we'll see. We'll make some little, things here and there. But just the things start next week, and I believe because we got Atlanta next week, don't we? I might be wrong.
I want to say the schedule follows similar to what it was last year.
It does. So what was I can't remember.
I feel like all 3 divisions are in Atlanta next week, but I could be wrong. And maybe even the K&N. I'm not 100% on the K&N division.
Well, either way, we'll find out. But
I think it is.
Yeah. Nonetheless, second race of the season, and you got to get past here, man. The Super Speedway week here, as the pace car is coming around, going to go all the way down that huge long back stretch. Something we talk about. Hey, I want to ask everybody, how's the stream look out there to y'all? How does the sound look? How's everything look? Y'all enjoying everything? Do you like Ryan? If you don't like him, I can get rid of him. Not just don't take that literally. But no,
don't answer that because he is actually trying to get rid of me, guys.
I'm not trying to get rid of Ryan. I'm trying to sell him off to the highest bidder. But man, I ain't getting much.
Trying to sell me to Dre Broadcasting.
Well, the dude, man, only offered me a penny, man. I mean, come on now.
Wow, I'm glad to know how much I'm worth. We're in Kansas next week, by the way.
Oh, okay, cool, good deal. Yep, Kansas there, John. So here we go. Lights off on the pace cars coming around turn number 4 here. It's going to take that long, short roll down here to before it gets to the sort of like the tri-oval. And then it's going to take that left turn off on the pit road here. And these machines are going to hammer through the gears. Like I say, it takes it about a lap or so for them to get up to speed because the restrictor plate style on these things, awesome. Hey, I appreciate it, IU, man, on that side. As, man, green flag in the air, lap 55 of 90. Boy, look at old Mike Franklin out front, Brian Johnson on the outside. As they head off into turn number 1, they are still stacked 2-2. Dwayne Cumberson, boy, he is pushing that number 62 machine up front, trying to look very good. He's got number 1 on the side. He wants to be number 1 tonight.
Yeah, he's got that Boeing number 1 machine rocking like a jet going down the back straightaway, running behind that 82 machine, and actually looking on the outside lane. Pretty interesting crop of drivers. Obviously, the 28 of Brian Johnson, just behind him, the 09 of Bryce Senesac. Eric Teschka working his way back up to the 3rd on the outside line, and that 48 machine now also running their 4th in line up top.
Yeah, somebody we ain't mentioned all night long, Captain John Houston right there. Man, he knows how to wheel one of these Xfinity cars, that 88 machine, AC Delco right there. Bryce Senesac's another one. We know who that cat is. He's one of the defending champs in the truck series here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Looking good in that 09 as he's side by side with the 88. He's got Brian Johnson on the outside trying to push him to the front. On the inside, it's a 3-car battle right behind them. Look at Ethan Kurtz, though, fire back up on the 6th spot.
Yeah, these guys are starting. You're starting to see, as we like to say, the cream rise to the top. The guys who have taken their time, worked their way through the field. Some guys we usually do expect to see up front. Oh, we got a spinner in 3.
Oh, what number?
I couldn't tell if that was the 51 or the 13.
Right,
I believe it was the 51.
51, all right. Let me go on it. Well, that'll be Davis Richards if it is.
Yes,
he's slow.
Yeah, there was no caution.
All right, well, we're going to replay here. Let the viewers see it at least. All right, he's back there in the back. He's got the 00. Man, we haven't mentioned much about, that's old Nick Cunt. Yeah, he got the apron. Oh, man, I tell you what, good job by those drivers back there. The 87 just got on the apron and started spinning, that's all. But, man, I'm going to tell you what, that was a heck of a driving job by those guys back there in the back. And I was just mentioning before, man, we haven't really talked much about. Go ahead and show you. Old Nick Hunt, the 00, just not having the night he wants. Been in the back all night long. Just can't get it going for some reason. I think he was caught up in an early accident. Another one back there, Aid Young's back there in 16th and 17th, 18th spot. So a lot of drivers back there in the back.
Yeah, but one thing I did just notice about the 00 car, you may be able to get a better shot on the hood than I can, Joe, but...
Which one?
Just realize the 00 of Nick Hunt. He is actually looks to be driving a tribute car to his daughter tonight.
All right, hang on a second. I can get a shot of that. He sure is. And unfortunately, a lot of people, if you don't know from last season, his tragedy happened to his daughter. I won't get into detail about it, but tragedy happened with his daughter, and he lost her. And you know, hearts out to that. And I tell you what, for a man to go through something like that, to lose their own sibling. I couldn't imagine. I got a 10-year-old and a 21-year-old, and I just couldn't imagine. But him to get back out here and to compete and to admin at that. You know, he admins the Truck Series along with John Houston. So to get out here and to do all that, utmost respect and commend him for doing it.
Yeah, definitely. That's the second I saw that car, I definitely felt the need that we needed to bring that up, and very cool, very cool to see Nick be able to come out here and represent his daughter like he wants to. So
absolutely. Well, right now, talking to John Houston, that man's on the outside. He's got Bryce Senesac behind him, pushing him along the way. So they're on the high side, 4 cars up high, about 6 cars down low. It's a freight train up front of a 2x2 stack going around here, this super speedway, Daytona International Speedway, under the lights. ExtremeMotorsports99.com, Xfinity Series, and you're right, John. They also call it the Grand National Series at one time. Either way, it don't matter. These cars, man, are bad fast here tonight. 190-some mile an hour right there off the back deck lid of each one of these machines. Tomorrow, you're going to see speeds of upwards of 200-some mile an hour. The same style racing here. 2x2 nose to tails. They come to the line this time by.
yeah, these guys racing really, really hard. And I was going to say when they came by the back straightaway that last time by, that you actually had the Solar Flare Racing team versus the Performance Motorsports team with the 88 and the 09, they are teammates along with the 00 and obviously the 1 car and the 20 are teammates. And now Ethan Kurtz is actually going to make the move to the top side as they come out of turn 2 to get in front of his teammate Dwayne Culberson. I'm noticing another set of teammates that has actually caught the end of this front group. 2 guys we'll recognize immediately, Joe. Richie Evans and Mr. Extreme himself, Mike Rominger.
Yep, you're right. Richie Evans and Alliance Motorsports trying to catch up to this group up front here as they're going to catch that draft a little bit. You also got to look, Eric Tesh and David Richards right there. They're teammates here coming over this side here looking very good. They're teamed up because up front now you've got Ethan Kurtz. Boy, I tell you what, we call him Mr. Popularity Man over here in the Xfinity side. Looking very good, but he's got an 82 machine on the inside there. Mike Franklin looking very good. And he's got 28. Brian Johnson, a very good pusher that knows how to get these cars around here right now. Side-by-side action as they're heading off into turn 3 here to come to lap number 64. Boy, Ethan, man, cuts down in front of the 82 to take that inside lane.
Yes, he does. That number 20 machine, Ethan Kurtz, has sensed it's almost time for go time here, I would say. Coming just to about 25 laps to go. These guys, you're starting to feel the urgency. If you're not up in this main group, you want to be. And if you are in the main group, some of these guys are thinking, okay, now it's about surviving to the end. Other guys are saying, okay, I'm at the back of the group. Time to start making my way to the front of it.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, and also it's about time to try to figure out who the dancing partner might be and who might be the person that can push you or pull you to the front. Either way, well, the last lap, well, all bets are off at that point, man. It doesn't matter if your teammates or your best friends, your neighbor, or, well, if it's your tea party buddy. It don't matter at that point. I'm wrecking you. It not. Anyways, it's go time, and it's winning the race at that time. So, hey, Dwayne Culberson wiggled a little bit up top.
Yeah, he did. I saw him get loose, and I'm actually, just as I saw that, I was clicking away from it. I'm currently riding on board with the number 39 machine, Zachary Kreiser, and just noticed the Iceman Motorsports Outlaw Jaeger teammates working together back here in the second group. Aiden Young is leading that group, followed by Matt Walzenbach and Zachary Kreiser on the bottom with the 22. It looks like getting a shove from the 51 of Davis Richards to try to lead this group.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, we're riding along here with the dash cam here along with John Houston. He drops down the inside behind Eric Tesh because he's looking. Dwayne Culberson's got some damage on the rear end. That might be affecting the aero of that car. Is why he got a little loose right now as we see it through the front side here of John Houston. He's on the inside. They're still stacked 2 by 2, crossing the line this time by lap 65. We're going to be lap 66, excuse me, of lap 90 here. Coming up on the lap car. He's going to stay high for these guys so they can get by. This lead pack is still side by side, stuck together, man. It is tight up front. Loving every minute of it. It's awesome, man. We got a tide machine up front, Ryan. He's trying to clean this thing up.
Yes, he is. Ryan Broderick trying to clean house right now as he's being followed. Oh, looks like John Houston got loose as they came out of turn 2.
Yes, he did. And I tell you, that is a characteristic of this car. Now, folks, what you're going to see, let's go back on the replay. We haven't really touched on it a lot at this track because really a lot of drafting and all. We will as the season goes on. This car has got a snap loose to it. And what you're going to see here, either he touched the apron. I don't think anybody got near him. No. I don't even think the 43 even got into him. If he did, it was net code involved. But that car got loose somehow, man. Wow. Yeah, we've seen some net code throughout this week, but right now, me and Ryan had a running, kind of a running wager. How many cars was going to be left? Right now, I would be leading that.
Yeah, the over/under on that was that they would be. I don't know if we.
I think you said 11
totally
or
judged.
10, and I said 14 or something like that. Look at Dwayne Culberson's car, boy. It jumped sideways there too. You know, Ryan, you've drove these cars. I haven't drove them too much since the last build, every once in a while, but I've heard people, man, talk about it. They just jump evil every once in a while, and that's what we're seeing right now. They're still stacked side by side up front here. Good racing all the time.
Yeah, I mean, these cars are, as I've described them, and you've heard me say it this way, stupid loose. They, for some reason, and I don't know why, and some people have said it's the opposite of the way I feel with it, they are very, very loose on the straightaways. Bumping
Yes.
is treacherous in these things, just as it is in real life now. Anybody who watched the Daytona 500, or not the Daytona 500, but the Daytona Xfinity race and just was like, oh, what's with the wreck fest? They have translated that into this update with the cars. Ethan Kurtz gets loose on the apron, save it. Great move there by the 48 to give him room. But yeah, these cars are just crazy loose on the straightaways, and it's like we mentioned earlier, if this thing gets loose on the exit of the corner, it is already out of control, but I mean, it has a good chance of collecting a lot of cars.
Absolutely. Well, you want to ask what happened to the 43? It looks like he got a disconnect. He blinked out there for a second. Right now, I'm not showing him still on the field. Ryan, you probably be able to see if he actually got dropped or had a disconnect or whatnot.
Unfortunately, I saw the 43 actually get tapped, and then he disappeared. It makes me wonder, did he reach the incident level, and was he disqualified?
Yeah, see, in that part we don't know right off, but either way, you know, what I'm showing is he's not out there. Unfortunate, because he was running darn good. And right now, we got a heck of a race up front. Bryce Senesack, he is trying to power that 09 machine to the front here. And Mike Franklin, boy, say what, Mike's saying, look, I ain't having none of it. I want to lead, I want to win. Ethan Kurtz right there. Ryan Broderick, where in the world he come from? And Aaron Richards rounds out the top 5.
Yeah, it's crazy right now. You got Aaron Richards, you got the 28 of Brian Johnson up here, the 20 of Ethan Kurtz, Ryan Broderick, and the caution is out. I don't know where it is. I'm going to try to find it as fast as I can here. We got the 77 spinning. It looks like it might have been inside that second group. Oh, it was a big crash in front of the second group.
All right, well, let's go on to 77, and we'll go from there.
It started with the 51.
Okay, it started with a 51.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ooh, they were trying to pass some, looks like some lap cars, and the 51 got involved, and oh, he's tumbling. Yeah, about 4 or 5 cars involved back there. Looks like they were just trying to pass some lap machines, and just ran out of space, basically.
That is for sure, and we are going to end up restarting here, I would say, Joe, with probably just around 15 laps to go, meaning, for more than all intents and purposes, it's go time.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, these guys, man, have put the hammer down all race long. Well, Michael, man, appreciate you, man, tuning in here. It's awesome, man. I hate to see that on a 43 machine. Hate to see anybody, man, get disconnected or whatnot like that. We always want them to at least try to finish it out, even though it is a plate race. And right now, Mike Franklin, though, that man, he started 30th. He is up front. And, boy, is looking very good in that machine. But, let's see if we can't get a, you know what's, we gonna talk with Eric Tesh. We're gonna let everybody hear what he sounds like. How's that sound?
Hello?
I'm here.
Okay. I don't know what happened. My mic stopped working. I fixed it.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, you got stuff breaking down.
Yep.
Well, we're going to talk with old Eric Tesh and let everybody hear what he sounds like. How's that?
All right. Let me go grab him for you.
I got him.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
All right. Eric Tesh, this is Joe White in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, Joe. You're loud and clear.
Well, Eric, I tell you what, we call you the Iceman from the Netherlands, because that's actually where you're from, is the Netherlands. And, man, you are dedicated. So you're 5 hours ahead of us here over in the States, but you're looking very good up there tonight. Bad, fast hooligan machine. That's what I call it, the Zebra out there looking good. Think you got enough to pull it off tonight?
Well, we had some strategy going on. We tried to make it on fuel, but we pitted a little bit too early, and we didn't make it, so... I'm happy we're back in the lead. Well, it's my first lead lap, so, but I'm happy we're gonna try to play the strategy, and we're gonna see what's happening.
Well, looking good out there in that 96. I know you got involved in a little incident earlier on, but you're able to fire back and get back up here, and right now you're up top, so looking good. So got a lot of bad fast. How's the car feel out there tonight for your first ever Extreme Motorsports 99.com debut in the Xfinity Series?
It feels like it's great. I mean, like, it's not perfect, but it's great.
All right. Well, good luck out there, Eric, as always, man. Keep it going. We'll see you at lap 90.
Thank you, Joe.
All right. See if we can't get him back down here into his room here with his other R&H Motorsports comrades, as always. Like I'm talking to old Eric Tesh, good guy, man. I tell you what, one of probably the most dedicated sim racers you're going to see, because, folks, he's from the Netherlands. I call it Netherlands, but he is from the Netherlands, actually, and they are 5 hours ahead of us. So at this point, yeah, it's like, what, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning there?
If your calculation of time was correct at 5 hours, that would make it 2:17 a.m.
Yep. I think that's what John Wimber said one time for me. I think he says about 5 hours difference. It might, give or take something, but either way, by the time he gets done, it's going to be early morning hours. And we know, I know, he races the Monday Night Thunder League. A lot of time them races don't get done till 11:30, 12 at night, our time, Eastern Standard here at the States. Wow. So, yeah, you're right, John. International, man. We're worldwide. I mean, we're bringing it to you here. YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitch, Twitter. I'm loving every minute of it. Joe White up here in the booth, accompanied by Ryan W. Daniels. You're going to hear us 2 nights a week here instead of 1. So you're going to get the feel of hearing Ryan up here. And, yeah, Ryan's from the north. I'm from the south. So we kind of split the difference.
If anybody doesn't know that I'm from the north by now, it's pretty shocking because,
Well, yeah.
I mean, other than the fact that apparently I sound like Brad Keselowski, which I don't think that I do.
Talk through your nose.
I do not talk to. What do you?
See, I got you. I got it.
What the heck does that mean?
See, I told you. I got that high-pitched whine voice out of him eventually.
Oh, God.
Look.
Hey.
See, I love it.
Don't you make me break Beth out. You won't like that.
Oh, no. Oh, man. Well, I tell you what. Lights off on that pace car, Ryan. It has been a thriller so far here at Daytona International Speedway. I call it the epicenter because this is where it begins. I mean, this is the super speedway for NASCAR. This is their Super Bowl. This is their showcase of the best. This is where they come to start their series off with, and awesome racing. And it has been here for the Xfinity, and we're not done, folks. Not done with this race, and we're not done here at Daytona, because tomorrow night, like old Rick said earlier, well, we got some of the best of the best, and we're going to see if those SRA boys have really come to play this season, because they got their hands full.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be, it's like Rick said, upwards of 5 or just around 5 pro drivers here hoping to be at the track each and every week. Those SRA boys brought the fight to Jake Nichols. The real fight is about to begin, because not only do you have some of the best here at Extreme, but some of the best on iRacing getting to compete each and every week.
Absolutely. Well, here we go. Pace cars coming out here. You're right. We're going to have about 15 laps to go here. As John always messes with me on my math. I got that redneck math sometimes, but nonetheless, we got it dead on this time. They cross that line. It's going to be lap 75. Pace cars in. Eric Tesh is going to fire on all 8 cylinders. He's going through the gears. 1, 2, 3, 4. By the time he gets to turn 1, he'll be in 4th. They'll be cranking them RPMs up, trying to get it going. Takes about a lap for him to get going around here. Business is about to pick up, folks. Don't go nowhere. Pet your dog, tell them to go outside, tell your neighbor to go outside, heck, tell your wife to go outside if you got to, because, man, it's about to be interesting up front. Bryce Sinisak's on the tailgate there of Eric Tesh, pushing him around this huge track.
Yeah, Eric Tesh making that run to the front right now, and further back in the field, a lot of these guys jockeying for position, guys who are on fresh tires. For example, Zachary Kreiser, even Brian Johnson back here. Or no, I'm sorry, that's Nick Hunt trying to work his way back to the front now. Late stages in this race, it is more than, like I said, it is go time here with 15 laps to go.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, Bryce Sinisak, you ain't got to tell him twice. He's gone up top. He is looking like he went out front, that 09 machine, looking very good in that Adidas. He's got a shoe machine out there, and he is running very fast doing it.
Yeah, they
Sorry
are.
about that, but I got
dicey
choked up.
The front, they're almost 3 wide. Whoa.
Man, they are almost 3 wide, 2 wide, man, stacked up, nose to tail, not giving an inch. These guys are going to stay hammered together like this. Right now, they're looking at it, and if I don't choke myself half to death trying to call this action, Ryan, I'll be all right. These guys are getting me excited.
Yeah, this is getting crazy up here at the front. That number 1 of Dwayne Culberson is all over the back of the 09 of Bryce Senesac, and Bryce wants to lead this thing bad. He wants to bring this thing home for Extreme Motorsports 99, and we got a couple of spinners out of the entry of the trial.
Yeah, I saw that on the trial, but they went down pit road. Don't know if caution's going to come out. We saw it in the backside back there. We'll stay with the action up front because these guys are glued together side by side as they storm off down the back stretch here. Eric Tess, Iceman right there on the inside. Bryce Senesac, he's a truck champ on the outside. He's got Dwayne Culberson pushing. The man on the inside, well, he's got another one, the number 32 machine right there. That's Ryan Broderick. So they know each other well. The 48 machine right there, Aaron Richards pushing that inside lane. Boy, it's a dogfight up front. Anybody's ball game and not giving an inch.
Yeah, they are still battling up front, and I went back and took a look at that accident. It was the 87 hooking. Oh! Big crash up at the front. The 1 and the 96 both spun. Still no caution. 96 is across the track. Now there's a caution.
Yeah, that one started up front there. Bryce Senesac went down low, and when he did, I think the car behind him,
Dwayne, I think he went with him. Yeah, I think
number 1
one
machine
was
went
trying
with
to
him.
go
Yep.
with him.
Yeah, the one was trying to go with him. But we're going to watch the replay here real quick. I'm going to watch it here. Yeah, Bryce went low, the one went down, and unfortunately Eric Terrace was right there. And you just can't do that. So let's go a little bit further back here. All right, let's go back a little further here. We'll get a good, better deal on what happened. Yeah, he was pushing Bryce to the front, and he pushed him right past the 96 coming out of turn 4 to the tri-oval. Bryce did a move, went down low, and he just went with him, and I don't know if his spotter didn't tell him he wasn't there, and unfortunately Eric Tesh was there, and Eric came back up on the track, man, and lost it. So did the 67 of Cameron Hearn. So man, I hate to see that right there. 2 good machines, and kind of got tore up on that affair.
Yeah, and we know that Eric Tesh already used his fast repair, so that's going to be devastating for the number 96 machine. And I don't know about the 1 car, but Dwayne led a lot of this race, and it appears that the rear end and the driver's side of that number 1 car is still all tore up. So he's going to need to hope that he still has his repair left. And I also wanted to report, just before I saw that accident happening, the original crash that we had noted on going on further back, the 87 of Keith Haney, just a bump draft gone wrong, got into the back of the 10 car of Aiden Young and just spun him into the outside wall, collected a couple of the cars, but most of them went down pit road. That's why the caution did not come out.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? I'm going to bring up old Nick Hunt.
All right.
Talk to him. Heck, I don't know where he's at. Where's he at?
He is probably in Performance Motorsports. I will take a look.
Yep, he's down there with a bunch of them.
Oh my.
Yeah,
all right, well, I will move him to our channel.
Yeah, move him up to the staging room.
Okay.
That gives him a second to know where he's at anyways.
Okay.
All right, I'll move him up here. Nick Hunt's Joe White in the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nick, I know it seems like a little rough night for you here. Been riding out there in the back, but the car looks really good in that 00. I got to mention something, though. That is an awesome tribute car you got there. And I was just telling a little bit of the story, obviously what happened and all, but, you know, a loss in the family. And then you bouncing back like you did, being as strong as you are, to get out here, perform, to be an admin, a part of ExtremeMotorsports99.com, to get back into the community of racing. That is awesome. I tell you what, how's your car feel tonight? And again, that's an awesome tribute machine you got there.
Well, I appreciate it, Joe. You know, I had a lot of support from a lot of guys in this league and a couple other leagues I, you know, have friends in, but I appreciate that from everybody. Car's been real good. We've we're running just in the back on purpose all night, trying to just be safe till the end, and eventually got caught up in somebody else's mess, and now I'm trying to work my way back up there. All my teammates are up front, so don't have the help, but we got our fast repair done and everything's good now. If I can just stay out of the next one.
Absolutely. Well, you definitely got enough time to do an end. It's going to be a little less than 10 laps to go. You know, anything could happen here at Daytona. I mean, it's Daytona. You got to love it. And plate racing, it really, I don't want to say it doesn't matter where you are, but you can be in the back, the middle, and the front and still win this thing.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine there's going to be at least one more caution, and since I've used my fast repair, I hope I miss it.
Absolutely. Well, again, Nick Hunt, man, appreciate you coming up here talking with us. Good luck there, man, on that 00. And like I said, man, awesome tribute machine there to your daughter. I love it. Looks awesome. Again, good luck, man, the rest of the race.
Thank you, Joe.
All right. Well, Ryan, I tell you what, he seems pretty confident. You know, like I say, the problem is he's got, like you just said, he's got most of his team is up front, so he doesn't have a lot of help. And you know, and I know, man, you need help here. You just have to have it.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, the more cars you can get to work together, the better off you are. One saving grace for Nick is he isn't all too far behind guys that will probably be needing to be working with him. For example, well, I was going to say his teammate John Houston's behind him, but John has quite a bit of damage to that 88 machine. But for example, Dwayne Culberson doesn't have all that much damage, was able to get some of it fixed. That one machine may still be able to go, try to get his way back to the front. Matt Walzenbach is now teammateless without Aiden Young, and I'm not sure where the 39 of Zachary Kreiser is, but that is the other closest Jaeger Racing car. So the 00 could hook up with some of these guys that are lacking in the teammate department because of all these wrecks, and may just have a shot at getting up to the front here before it's over.
Absolutely. Well, right now, Bryce Senesack and Mike Franklin, their teammates up front, looking good. Ethan Kurtz right there, third spot, folks. Tell you what, hang on to your hats because we're going to have 7 laps to go. When that green flag flies and sends these machines a-flying, there's two numbers you need to think about. One, obviously, is lap 90. That ends it. That's the winner. Or lap 86, because if we get to 86 and the caution comes out, that ends it also. So I always like bringing those scenarios up for everyone. So it's something in the back of these guys' minds also.
Yeah, I mean, for example, I'm going to throw out the best example I can. We mentioned it earlier. You talk about you've mentioned me being a ringer, and I'm not by any stretch of the imagination. But I did mention earlier, I feel like Matt Walzenbach, when it comes to being a restrictor plate ringer, Matt Walzenbach's the top of the list here. One of the guys at the top of the list here at Extreme finds himself right now in 7th spot. He knows at the absolute minimum he has 4 laps to get to the lead before a caution could potentially come out and end the race. So he's one of those guys that's really going to have to try to push and shove his way to the front as fast as he can.
Absolutely. Well, go time here. That's been the key. What we've been saying here is pace cars coming out of turn number 4. Going to send these machines a-hauling down into turn number 1, folks. Hang on to it. If you got any refreshments, hang on to it tight. Don't make that thing spill. If you got popcorn, don't jump up too fast. That thing go everywhere. Unless it's your favorite driver, obviously, that wins the race. Then go for it. But either way, right now, I'll tell you what, pace car's in. Bryce Senesack, he's going to hammer through all 4 of them gears, try to get a start. Ethan Kurtz is pushing for all he's got worth out there. The 82 up high. Mike Franklin looking good. Ethan Kurtz comes up high, so he's going to challenge Bryce Senesack as they head into turn 1.
That is for sure. That 20 machine's looking to get that momentum working down the back straightaway. As we look behind them, the number 3 and number 4, the Alliance Racing Group teammates are going to leave the 20 and the 82 out to dry up top with no help all the way back to the 48. So that inside line is going to move. That's going to put Bryce Senesack out in front with Ryan Broderick just behind him, and Matthew Welzenbach going to be 3rd in line on the bottom.
Absolutely. You said Welzenbach, I call him Weisenbach. Man, I don't know why I do that. But anyways, he's got that Enders machine looking good. Don't count Richie Evans out, though. That number 3, Goodwrench Chevrolet machine looking good as he's trying to push the number 29 himself. Up front, though, Ethan Kurtz. He is bad fast on the inside. I believe he's on the inside, but either way, Bryce Sinisak's up front. Those two are side by sides. We're looking out. Man, good shot from Mike Franklin. He's all up underneath the man in front of him. They're pushing. Boy, all we see is a bunch of gears. Wow.
Yeah, that's for sure. And those two on the outside definitely working hard to try to get by those guys on the inside. Ryan Broderick's going to move to the top to get behind the 82, and the 82 and the 20 both had the 09 cleared. The 82 shoots the gap and goes around Ethan Kurtz. The 82 is going to be the new leader when they come to the line. And looking a little further back, the 39 of Ethan Kurtz. And here comes Matt Hoover with a huge run up top.
Yeah, it is. Look at the 48 get dicey right there at 32. Boy, I tell you what, oh, and the 39's around, the 59's around, caution's out. That is not going to end it. And the leaders get involved after the caution. Oh, no.
Oh, and it collected Mike Rominger.
Oh, well, okay, two incidents here. First off, the 39 of Zachary Kreiser. I believe he's in the 39, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
Let me find him. Because that was our first one that brought the caution out. So let's go back and watch that. Then, after the caution, they didn't get slowed down, obviously in the turn. And, you know, no harm, no foul, as I always like to say. Looked like Bryce Sinisak got in the back end. Just a little bit of, I think that was the, I can't remember the number. I'll have to look at it here. 01, I believe it is. Well, we're watching a replay of the first incident that happened. And from my knowledge, this is not going to end it because they hadn't crossed that line. They still had 5 to go. So this should not end it. But the 48 did a move. The 39 and Matt Hoover, excuse me, right there, boy, just barely. Cameron Hearn was involved. Ooh, good move by a couple cars back there, just zigging through it. That was incident number 1. Then, let's go back because, yeah, green, white checkers. Yeah, no doubt. I would love to see that. That would be nice. Then up front, after the caution, Ryan, was, yeah, that 39 was loose even before Matt got to him. Well, up front, Bryce Sinisak, they were still racing, and then the 82 got loose, and Ryan Broderick right there, the 4 car, the 28, oh, and the 48 got clipped, and Eric Tess, nowhere to go, got a little bit in the backside of Matt Hoover. No harm, no foul there. That was after the caution flew. So, I'm going to go ahead and say, now the man out front who definitely don't want this thing to go probably back green would be Bryce Sinisak. Obviously, he's leading. And Matthew Wazenbach sitting in second. He would probably love to see it. If anything, it'd be a green-white checker. What do you think, Ryan?
Judging by the lap counter that we had, the caution came out on lap 83, I believe. It was happening at...
I saw 85.
Oh, was it 85?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. You're sorry.
But it was clicking. It was, I think, it was in between 85 and 86. And when they did the caution and click dates, I think we got a green-white checker. But
yes,
we'll know soon.
The bottom line is we will restart on lap 89, so it'll be 2 laps.
All right, well, that's what we're going to call it right now, unless we get proven wrong here. So, hold on to your drinks, folks. It ain't over with. I don't think it's over with here. And we're talking about Nick Hunt. He moved up there to the 8th spot. He's definitely got a shot at this thing to get to the front there. He got through it. And
actually, he has a lot of front-end damage.
Yeah. Well, hey, still good. Hey, this thing can end under caution, man. It can end up with a lot of cars in front of him wrecking. Never know. You get through
This is valid, and a lot of the cars behind him are also quite damaged.
Absolutely. Well, NASCAR Wilson Diecast Cup Series. Is that actually a person that actually does diecast out there in the chat?
No idea.
Oh, I don't either. That's why I'm asking them.
Oh, you're asking me.
Yeah. I mean, hey. Why am I asking you, man? You just said you had no idea.
I don't know. Maybe I'm psychic.
Oh, Lord. Now we're going to call him Psychic Ryan Daniels. Psychic Daniels.
Oh, my. Yeah, the only thing psychic about me is, Oh, Ryan, where are you going to finish tonight? Thinking, I am going to reckon in the 25th.
Well, folks, I tell you what, if you hadn't, man, been here for the whole entire race, you missed a thriller, and shame on you. But either way, it's going to get exciting here. I got a feeling that, this one's not over with. We're going to get a green, white. Obviously, Ryan, if those lights go off on the pace car this time by, we definitely know we're going to get a green, white checker. So that's what we're going to look at as the pace car's coming around. So it's going to be interesting.
As far as I can see, the lights are still on.
Yeah, they're still on. But if they go out this time by, then we get our green, white checker. If they don't go out this time by, then it's over.
Well,
no. No, it's lap 89.
It is lap 88 right now.
Right, but if the lights don't go out when it crosses the line,
yes.
If they stay on, it's over with.
Over, yes.
Yep, yeah, because it'll be lap 89. There's no way to get it back. If they go out here, which we'll know here soon because pace car's coming in turn 3, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be a little worse than a green-white checker. It's going to be a one-lap dash, and things are going to get hectic in a hurry, ladies and gentlemen, if that is in fact the case. Because
yes,
you were going to have two hungry men up at the front of both of these lines.
We got about 5 or 6 of them up there.
Yeah, well, I wasn't done yet. You're going to have two very hungry men up at the front with Matt Walzenbach, who has never won in the Xfinity Series. I don't believe Bryce Senesac has ever won in the Xfinity Series, nor has Ethan Kurtz or Richie Evans. So in the first 2 rows, you're going to have a first-time Xfinity Series winner, and I believe the closest guy who has won before is Mike Rominger, and I don't even know that anybody else, maybe other than John Houston, and I don't even know if that's a fact, has ever won. That's
Matthew Walzenbach's the
the
only other one that's won. I think Matthew has. And guess what? Lights are off, folks. We're going to have a green, white, checkered. So you might want to go get your refreshments, pet your dog, your cat, gerbil, whatever you got. Doesn't really matter. Tell them be quiet because, man, we're about to get some excitement. Because cautions won't matter at this point. If they wreck, they wreck. It is what it is, and you get what you got. They're going to race it to the checker flag. And
oh,
I think,
my gosh.
Oh, yeah, I just saw that. I think Bryce Senesac just got served with an EOL.
Yes,
or he's out of
did.
gas. Or he got served with EOL.
Yep. They
Wow.
were saying he was responsible for turning the 82, causing the secondary accident under yellow coming to the restart. Ooh. He is arguing it, but it's a little too late.
Well,
it is going to be potentially between the 20 and the 29 here.
Yeah, that definitely, man, seals the deal on his fate for trying to win this thing. And, hey, look, that's one thing I don't do, argue with the admins. Their league, their rules, I go along with it. Unfortunate, though, for him. Hate to see it, but now, well, who would have thought? Ethan Kurtz up front, Matthew Walzenbach's right there beside of him, Richie Evans, Mike Rominger, Nick Hunt in 5th. Folks, boy, I tell you,
it ain't over.
It ain't over. By a long shot. So here we go. Pace car's coming out of turn number 4. It's going to shoot off down onto the pit road here. And send these machines. Going to take them about a lap, folks, to get up here. Pace car's in. Ethan Kurtz is going to put the hammer down. He is gone. Don't get too far out there, young man, because they will come running by you like a freight train. Matthew Walzenbach, and they are spinning, but that won't matter. They can wreck all day long in the back there. It's a huge. We're going to stay with the front side here because Matthew Walzenbach's on the inside, the outside. He is tucked on the back end. What do you think, Ryan, coming down the back stretch?
Matt Walzenbach all over the back end of the 20. The 3's on the outside by itself. Eric Tesh, where did he come from? Right up here. He moves the 3, trying to push him high. It's going to be all the way down. It's going to be a drag race back to the start-finish line, Joe.
Yes, it is. Drag race to the start-finish line like you just said. These guys are coming out of turn number 4, side by side. Matthew Walzenbach, Ethan Kurtz right there as they come out of turn 4 through the tri-oval. Who's it going to be as these guys are 3 wide, 2 wide to the front? Matthew Walzenbach takes it. And Richie Evans spinning coming across the line. I think he came out in 3rd. But the man out front I saw was Matthew Walzenbach winning tonight's race.
Oh my goodness, Matt Walzenbach, the restrictor plate ringer here at Extreme has just won at Daytona.
Well, let's go back and relive that last lap in a different angle here as they were side by side firing down the back stretch here. Matthew Wassenbach took it high, coming here to the line. They were too wide. Matthew Wassenbach, they were too deep behind him. Richie Evans came out in second. Ethan Kurtz is what I'm showing in third. Is that what you're showing? Yep. What a finish, folks, right there. Try to recap that one for you. But a man that's going to be definitely excited. Matthew Wassenbach. Wow, what a season he had at the end of last season, winning his first ever Cup race. Now he's won his second Xfinity Series race.
That is for sure going to be a very, very happy driver behind the wheel of that 29 machine. And we got a couple surprises here up in the top 5. Obviously, we mentioned Eric Tesh. Aiden Young with that big crash that happened worked his way through. He comes home 5th. Dwayne Culberson worked his way back to 6th as well.
Yes, he did. Let's see. I'm trying to find. I need to get down here to Ethan Kurtz. And
that is Jake Nichols' team.
All right. Well, I got Richie Evans. I'm bringing him up in the staging lane.
All right. I will find that Wassenbach for you.
All right, go ahead. I know he was in 3rd. And he came across the line sideways as normal. Like I say, we'll do what we did last season. And take top 2, take the winner here, and man, what a finish. I mean, who would have thought? Wow, that was a heck of a finish, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Green, white checkered here. Daytona International Speedway. That was just awesome, is all I got to say. Loved every minute of it. So, let's bring up the 3rd place man. That's going to be Ethan Kurtz.
Ethan Kurtz, this is Ryan Daniels in the OSR Network booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
A heck of a run tonight, man. You restarted first on that final restart after the 09 was given the EOL there. What did you need to do differently to try to get the win here tonight?
Block him into 3. I blocked them out of 2, and I kind of let my guard down because with former restrictor plate races, I didn't think they would have enough out of 4 to come and get the run, but obviously they did, and I just let my guard down too early.
Well, we saw you be strong all night in that number 20 machine. Definitely gave it a strong run. Now, you came across the line sideways in a very close battle with the number 3 of Richie Evans. And obviously, as you said, you felt like you had to maybe block a little bit more on the final lap there. Did you ever anticipate, though, that you'd be coming home 3rd tonight when you came here to Daytona after starting in the 8th position?
I wasn't as confident as I would have been at other tracks just because it's Daytona and you never know what can happen, but I knew the car had speed. I knew that we had enough to get at least on the podium. I thought we had enough to get the win, too, but it didn't happen today.
Well, definitely can tell the disappointment there, but I gotta feel good with the points to come out of here in 3rd spot after the season opener. Anybody out there you want to thank for a really good run here, in my opinion, here at Daytona International Speedway?
Jake Nichols for helping me essentially be a driver coach tonight. Dwayne Culberson for working with me tonight. He sounds like he made his way through the field pretty nice at the end there. GameHanging.com, Charles Cook. Very inspirational with his story and what he went through. Suggest you guys go check it out. Horton Designs, Toyota, and all the guys at Pioneer Motorsports.
All right, Ethan. Well, we thank you for coming up here and talking with us, and we hope to get up with you very soon. We wish you luck next week when you guys roll into Kansas.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that was the number 20 machine of Ethan Kurtz. I'm now walking down here on pit lane trying to find Richie Evans and his number 3 machine.
All right.
Richie Evans, this is Ryan Daniels up in the OSR Network booth. Do you have a copy?
Yep, I got you.
What a run tonight, man. Bringing that number 3 machine home in 2nd. Saw you in the number 4 coming up there late in the race. What did you think you had to do differently to try to beat that 29 machine on the final lap to get the win here at Daytona?
I made a good move on the outside there with about 1 to go, but I didn't think it'll help. but it ended up working out pretty good anyway. I still got second.
That's for sure. Obviously, this is your second season here in a row, I do believe, for the Xfinity cars. We saw you be very strong last year. We saw you run really well in the Cup Series as well. So obviously, we assume you're going to look to improve on the Cup Series from last season as well this year. Did you learn anything tonight that you can apply to tomorrow's Cup Series race?
I think so. Just being patient mainly.
All right, Richie. Well, we thank you for talking with us. Is there anybody out there you want to thank before we let you go down there and celebrate the second place finish with your team?
Just everybody that puts this on, from Rick and everybody to you guys, and all my teammates, Mike and Cameron, Jeff, everybody.
All right, Richie. Well, congratulations on the second, and we wish you luck as you guys get ready to roll into Kansas next week.
Alrighty, thank you guys.
All right, Ryan, well, I'll tell you what, those are two happy campers, and I know another guy that's probably going to be awesomely happy right here also. The man of the number 29 machine, Matthew Wazenbach. He is bringing the Enders Ford Mustang to victory lane here tonight under the lights. Daytona International Speedway for the Extreme Motorsports 99.com season opener here for the Xfinity Series. Tonight's winner, Matthew Wazenbach. Matthew Wazenbach's Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
Hello, Mr. White. How's it going?
Pretty good. Well, I'll tell you what, you drove the wheels off of that Mustang to the front there in the Enders machine. You pull out power to the outside on a last-minute move, brought it to the front, looked very good doing it. Awesome win here tonight, because congratulations, you are the winner for the season opener here at Daytona International Speedway for Extreme Motorsports 99.com's Xfinity Series. How's that make you feel?
Woo! No, it invoked my inner Ric Flair right there, but wow, I knew there at the end I had something for it, and I had Richie and Mike behind me, and working with Zach and Aiden Young all night, my teammates at Outlaw Jaeger, Iceman for Aiden, he's affiliated, but wow, that was fun. That was some fun racing at the end. Ethan was doing what he could to try and keep me behind him, threw a couple blocks on me in turn 1 and 2. Figured, okay, let's see what happens here, and then I just got to the outside in 3 and knew if I kind of pinched him down a little bit, he had, I think, a little front end damage, and figured I'd get the run. Then Richie gave me a bump right at the end, and boom, victory lane, baby. Woo!
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, it was an awesome move coming to the line behind you. A lot of activity, man, right there. It's plate racing all the way through here. Awesome strategy you played to bring it up here for the win tonight. Got anybody out there you want to thank?
Again, first off, thank Mr. Rick Donathan for putting Extreme Motorsports 99 on. I've been here since the beginning, through the thick and thin. Joe White, Ryan Daniels with OSR Network. You guys, as always, do a fantastic job. It's love hearing your voices. I like chatting with you, too. And then, of course, my teammate tonight at Outlaw Jaeger Racing, Zachary Kreiser in 39. I know he had a little bad luck through the race. Not sure where he ended up. And then Aiden Young, who is normally part of Iceman, who runs with us sometimes. We were all working together as a team. We had a plan in place, worked out, and then at the end, Richie Evans in that 3-car, he gave me that little shot there at the end, which I think gave me the win. So big thanks to him. And again, it was just fun. That was a blast. It's good to start the season that way.
Absolutely, and I think this is your 3rd win here in Extreme, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, this is my 2nd Xfinity win. I had one a couple seasons ago at Auto Club, and then my first plate win, and then I had a Cup win last season at Chicagoland. So I don't know; these are starting to happen a little more often. I'm liking this. This feels good.
Yep, getting a lot better at it. And I tell you what, tonight's winner here, folks, Matthew Wazenbach. I call him Wazenbach. I know it's probably not right, but either way, the man pulled it off here. Definitely exciting in that number 29 Jaeger Racing machine. Here tonight, Daytona International Speedway under the lights for the first race of the season for the Xfinity Series here at Extreme Motorsports 99.com. Again, congratulations, Matthew.
Thank you, Joe. And yes, you did get my last name right, so you're good.
Awesome. Well, Ryan, let's go down the results order here, because tonight's winner, Matthew Wazenbach, right there. And Richie Evans pulled it off in 2nd spot. Ethan Kurtz in 3rd. Eric Tess, the Iceman Netherlands, pulling it in 4th. Aiden Young right there. Hey, looking good. The Motor Sim Racing Magazine machine in 5th. Dwayne Cumberson 6th. John Houston in 7th right there. Looking good himself. Bryce Senesack 8th, Mike Rominger 9th, and Aaron Richards rounds the top 10.
Yeah, Jacob Bell, his number 77, was able to bring it home 11th tonight. Brian Johnson brings it home in 12th. David Elliott bringing it home in 13th tonight. Nick Hunt in 14th. Mike Franklin in 16th. Zachary Kreiser in 16th spot. Matt Hoover in 17th. Adam J. Young in 18th. Michael Knight in 19th. And Davis Richards rounds out the top 20.
And in 21st, Rantford S. Brown. Hope I said that right. And 22nd, Keith Haney. 23rd, Ryan Broderick. 24th, James Thorndike. 25th, Nicholas Caldwell. 26th, Daniel Haney. 27th, Tyler Davis. 28th, Cameron Hearn. 29th, Tyler C. Daniels. And 30th, James Haney.
Yeah, in 31st, Thomas Wagner rounded out the field, and the final driver on the list, Ken Ladd, was simply one of the admins here this evening.
Well, Ryan, I tell you what, typical plate racing. We saw it all. Fast paced, side by side, nose to tail. These guys are beating and banging, man. A lot of stuff happening. Evil handling cars out there. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. We saw the big wrecks out there tonight, too. A lot of fast speed here for a big, huge thing. It's not over with because tomorrow night we got even faster speeds on the same big track we got here tonight. Got any final thoughts here tonight, Ryan?
Yeah, just I thought that was an absolutely fantastic race. I always have fun coming up here in the booth, hanging with you, Joe. And thank you for the fans for sticking around tonight. Thank you for Extreme for having us back here and allowing us to not just to call the Cup Series again this season, but also allowing us to call this Xfinity Series as well. It's definitely going to be a lot of fun over the next 15 weeks and 29 races to call each and every one with you, Joe.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, for all the viewers out there, the fans out there, and the fans that came and watched this one, and the drivers in the leagues, tonight, man, it was Daytona under the lights. First race for the Xfinity Series. Winner tonight, Matthew Wazenbach, pulling it off in fine fashion. Heck of a move on the last turns, the last lap. On the outside, powering that Ford Mustang Enders machine with the Jaeger Racing under the hood. Putting it in victory lane here for ExtremeMotorsports99.com. But folks, I'll tell you what, if you like that style racing, tune in tomorrow night, same time, same place. OSR Network, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitch, and Twitter. Well, we're going to give it to you, man, fast and furious, because we got some bad, fast, hungry drivers. As Bobby Chaney and company from SRA comes over here to try to defend his Series Cup champion here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. But, Jay, you got to remember, we got some other ringer guys, man, some bad, fast dudes coming over here, along with still, hey, Superman himself, Jake Nichols. Don't count him out. So until then, myself, Joe White, and Ryan W. Daniels, we'll see you tomorrow night, folks. Have a good night.